Welcome for my last vlog for 2019. I'm going to be telling you how the year's been and what the year ahead involves. And that involves you, hopefully, if you can come along on the ride. So here it is. Here is my last vlog for 2019. I'm sorry I've been so quiet over the Christmas period. It's just that I just needed a little bit of time out, and we were so busy, and going from Christmas Eve, which of course you've seen is a massive day, Christmas Day is a massive day, and then I flew into my mum's 70th, and I was just flat out all day sorting that out as well, decorating and obviously undressing the room. So it's been really manic. And then the 27th, we all go to the sales and we have a really good blitz in the sales, because obviously I don't buy really at the run up to Christmas. I only buy a few things I buy throughout the year. And that's one of my tips that I can give to you right now, is to get out into the sales. But for this video, I wanted to tell you... well, thank you very much for being with me. I really appreciate it. All those that are with me throughout the year, always message me. You know who you are. Love you lot. And to anybody new that's following as well, please press the subscribe button and don't forget to hit that bell notification. So this video is going to be all about what the 2018 had and did for me, and then hopefully what 2020 is going 2019, what's wrong with me? 2019, and what 2020 is going to hold. And the massive majority of it for me is the awareness campaign, so nobody else is as ill as what I was, which I'll come to in just a moment. But a couple of things that I mentioned at the end of my 2018 vlog for the worst year of my life, and it literally was the worst year of my life. If you want to go and see that, I'll leave the link below. This was this time last year. Is that I have made an awful lot of improvements and an awful lot of steps forward to improve not just my state of mind, which if you've been watching my vlogs throughout the year, which I will go into, I'm hoping I can cover all this because there's so much to talk about. Excuse me as I just sit on my leg on the sofa. So where do I start? Probably the start of the year, so the start of January. No, actually, I've got to start what I said at the end of 2018. So I said about weight loss, and I have lost weight, but not enough. And I'm going to go through that in just a moment. Now I'm just a lazy old sod. Well, to a certain extent. I wanted to hit 5,000 subscribers. I don't know whether you heard me mention that on my last video, and you're probably thinking, well, Sally, you're at 4,000. I'm almost hitting sort of 4,000, 4,325 or something at this present moment in time. But you know what? It's massively my fault. And let me explain, if I can go quickly into the analytics of how YouTube work. Once a video takes off, and I had about 3 of mine really taking off and a lot of views on them, and that means that YouTube are putting into the search engine. I noticed a couple of things that had to be done on videos that should be done on videos, and this is all backstage. So I went into that video, not what you're watching, but the wording underneath, and I corrected it. As it's not necessarily all about, obviously it's the content that you put out on YouTube, and it makes a difference that your content is good and people want to watch it, but it's also the luck of the draw as to whether YouTube actually pick you up and put you in their search engine. So it means that when you're looking at a video, on the right hand side or below, so if you're on your laptop or you're on your computer, then they'll recognize it either in the left hand side or the right hand side, and they'll show. So if you put, I want to know how to polish my car, just for example, they'll put other people that have done videos in the right hand side or left hand side of the column. If you're on a mobile phone, they'll put it at the bottom. So they'll recognize your video and they'll put it in to be searched. Now, you are very lucky if that happens. And it did happen to me, and I was soaring. But then you should never mess with the videos. Although YouTube, obviously, when you put in your video, you're meant to put it in a certain way in the background. So when I upload a video, I have everything written about what it's about, my links, etc. And then you've also got to have tags, and there's all sorts of involved in it. Honestly, it takes a lot longer than what people realize. If you're not on YouTube, it's a bit of a faff. However, it works, and they picked me up. I was soaring, and then all of a sudden, because I'd gone in and messed with that metadata, which I know if you're not technically minded, you will not understand at all, because if you'd have spoke to me about this even 4 months ago, I'd have gone, what? But now I know you're not allowed to miss. So because of that, and I changed a few words, not being naughty, but I should have just left it. And I'd have probably been maybe even at 6,000 by now. So Gary and I were like, yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. I'm going to go over my 5,000. So really disappointed about that. But hey ho, can't be helped. But I'm hoping, I'm gunning for 10,000 at the end of next year. That's what I'm hoping to have achieved at the end of my second year. They often say the second year is when you start to flurry. Let's hope it is. I can't guarantee I am, or should I be saying the law of attraction? I will. It is going to happen. That's what I should be saying, isn't it? Anyway, a couple of other things that I wanted to do Frankie Jack's bedroom up, but haven't had chance this year at all. With one thing and another, my mum's 70th, going to Morocco. I went to Dubai. If you've been following me, there's so much to do. And then all my crafting for YouTube. Unfortunately, Frankie Jack's bedroom got a bit waylaid and still hasn't been done. So that back bedroom is still a dumpster. So I'm hoping that we're going to get, well, we will. No, I absolutely will get it done this year, because I've got to. My mum's going, oh, it's so awful, the poor little boy. I'm thinking he don't go without. I'm sure you'll agree. He's got a little bedroom upstairs, but he's hardly in there. He's in his playroom. He's with Gary and I all the time whenever I'm home. And he certainly doesn't go without, does he? So I don't feel, I'm certainly not going to feel guilty about it. And I will get it done this year. As for the massive thing about my health, that has been huge for 2019. So that's been the big one for me. Obviously, I probably didn't mention it in the end of the vlog for 2018, but Carrie, my friend, she came round. If you've been watching the videos, I was being sick in November. I was on a lot of pills, which I am going to do a video of. I know I keep promising, but I'm going to show the amount of drugs that I was on this time last year. And I've come off them all. So I had an iron infusion at the Iron Clinic. I want you to get yourself checked as well, because this is the big awareness that we're doing, because 1 in 3 women suffer with what I was suffering from. Obviously, I'd gone rock bottom, but it's a slow decline. It's a slow decrease that happens to a lot of us, and it can affect so many people. And iron deficiency affects people that are IBS sufferers. So that can be like Crohn's, celiac, lupus. It can be people with things like a leaky gut, which it all comes under the umbrella of the kind of IBS, doesn't it? I know IBS is diagnosed by elimination, but you know what I mean. It's that sort of area where you malabsorb through your stomach. But also kidney patients suffer with it, cancer patients. So if you have chemotherapy, it strips your body of iron, of your ferritin. So you must get your ferritin back up, because you want your own immunity. I'm not saying it's going to stop the cancer. I'm not saying it's going to make anybody better. And I'm certainly not going to say it's going to stop cancer coming on for a second time. But what you have, because we don't know this, there's no proof out there as yet, and I don't know whether there ever will be, but what it does is it builds up your immune system within your body, and you've got to have an immune system. So I've been now 10 months clear, completely clear of any illnesses. So I haven't, apart from maybe a little bit of stomach problems, because I had a dodgy prawn back in August, so you know what I'm talking about there, so I won't go any further. But that's not going to be stopped by iron. Apart from that, I haven't been ill at all. I haven't had one cold. I haven't had one chest infection, and that is unbelievable for me for the past 5 years. So I am going to also be doing a vlog on vitamins and what I actually take. But as I always say, whatever I show you, you've always got to go and check with your doctor. So I had an iron infusion in February. I then recognised the symptoms in my mum. I'm now starting to spot these symptoms in other people, and I can actually see, you can actually tell if somebody's iron deficient and vitamin D deficient. So where are we up to now? Well, very lucky. We had two MPs backing us. That was Stephen Lloyd and Sir Norman Lamb. But unfortunately, one has retired and one has lost his seat. So that's now not going to happen, even though we have had a response from NHS England through the fabulous Sir Norman Lamb. So we're now following that up, and we're going to the Nice Comms guidelines. So this is Carrie and I, my friend. So we're wanting to try and stop this from happening to anybody else, or at least prevent it so that doctors and GPs know about it so they can spot it in their patients. So this is where we are right now. So we had a meeting just 2 days ago. So this is the 30th, but it'll go out on New Year's Eve. So I'm going to be wishing you all a happy New Year for tonight, because obviously you're going to be seeing this tomorrow, but it'll be New Year's Eve, if that makes sense. We met an MP and he has heard all our story again. This is a new MP and he's going to be backing us as well. So that's great. The anemia community have asked me to join them, and that is actually run by physicians, doctors, biochemists and all those kind of people that really know their stuff. So anything that I ever quote in vlogs, etc., I will be able to back up with clinical data. But obviously, again, you need to check with your doctor, but that's your bloods with your doctor, but you check everything over at the Iron Clinic, which is with Dr. Caitlin Scott. So I'm hoping to be able to build this awareness with Carrie this year, and we've got some really quite big things planned, and if they come off, it will be superb. So this will help a lot of people, and hopefully this will switch. We're obviously looking at the UK at the moment because it's the NHS, but hopefully if we do sort the UK and we can fight to get what is needed, then hopefully it will expand across the world. I know that's a very big foresight that we've got, but we need to keep our eyes open, and we need to keep headstrong and think that we can achieve it, because it's a bit like that law of attraction. But I know that we're going to have massive hurdles, but we are collecting clinical data. I've got a lot of doctors now that I can turn to and speak to about different things. I've got 3 that are emailing me at the moment, and if I get to speak to them this week, I really have struck gold. And this is all to help. This is all to help so other people do not suffer from it. The same thing. I know a lot of people will poo-poo me because they will think that I'm not medically trained, which I'm not. And they'll think that maybe it's people brainwashing, so people will go and have the iron infusion. Load of rubbish. Basically, the Iron Clinic don't run as a business, they run to help people. So if you go on Companies House, you will see they make no profits at all. They just they keep themselves afloat. And all this is done so Professor Toby Richards can actually collect data to get clinical data together. And he's actually just done one of the biggest trials ever on 10 years on well women on iron, which the stats are being looked at and analysed at the moment. So this is all good news, because medicine has to move forward. And if you don't move forward, this is why now we've got, you don't hear of anybody dying, well, not in the UK, of AIDS anymore. And that's because people have fought and the medicine has become better. And it's the same with, you'll have less people now dying from certain illnesses or diseases, and some diseases just don't cause death anymore, whereas 50 years ago, 60 years ago they might have done. That's because medicine progresses. So anything that I do tell you, I will be able to back up with clinical evidence, and that is from proper medical clinical evidence that I show. So that's what I'm putting together at the moment in a presentation, because a lot of this causes massive mental health problems as well. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes with Carrie and I at the moment, which hopefully I will be able to tell you a little bit more about. So that's where I'm at for my big awareness campaign. I'm very, very passionate about it, and I just want to help people. There are so many people vitamin D deficient. In fact, 50% of the world are, and it's a bigger percentage in the UK, especially in the area that I come from. And it's scary what vitamin D can actually cause, but I won't go into that now because I don't want to, well, it's not boring you because it's very, very interesting, but I want to do this whole vlog for you about 2020. So that's my big aim. Obviously, I love my job at Ideal World, and you know, Ideal World have been fabulous and been backing me with everything that I'm doing. So, you know, hopefully that carries on through 2020, which no doubt it will. I've also got some interviews set up for 2020. I'm going to be doing some really exciting things that way with Carrie, and it's all going to be happening in my lounge, so I'm looking forward to showing you that. I've been asked to do a few podcasts in the early start of the year, so looking forward to doing them and actually spreading my awareness, because a couple of people have come on board and have seen what we're doing, and they've asked me to do podcasts on it, so that's very exciting. What else have I got? I've got my little weight loss. So because of my iron deficiency, indirectly is a link of weight gain. So that's why I was so fat this time last year. So I've lost in the region of around about 2 stone. And I started losing that from roughly around about May of last year. So it's been 2 stone, probably from May to September, October, but then I've become lazy. But lazy in the way of, I can't get to the gym. I really struggle with a child now. It's very, very different having a child to being a singleton, or should I say, you know, in a couple, but, you know, not having a child. So really struggle with that. But hopefully I'm going to sort myself out in the new year. I want to lose another 1.5 stone, and then I'm back down to where I used to be. So now I can't blame anything. I can't blame any medication because I'm not on anything. So I'm hoping to do that. I'm hoping that my doctors will prick up their ears and email me back. It's been 6 months, and I've sent them 6 emails, and I've heard not a jot, even though I've let them know that I'm weaning myself off all my drugs, including my sertraline, which is actually quite worrying to do, and the doctors always like to monitor you, but my doctors haven't wanted to know because they haven't got back to me. So that's really sad. So there's going to have to be some changes there this year, because obviously I need somebody to listen and to understand what's going on. Not either the email hasn't got through or somebody's just turning a blind eye to it, which is very sad. Very, very sad. The campaign, I've got the campaign with Carrie, I've got my vitamins, which I'm going to be talking about, the special interviews, which I'm going to be doing in my front room, but I don't want to say anything about that just yet. There's going to be more on health, obviously, because it's going to be very much health orientated in 2020, and hopefully that could help you or somebody you know or somebody you live with. And what else is there? So my mum this year, that was horrifically sad but good. That doesn't sound right, does it? So she had a heart attack, but she survived. So it's very sad, but it's a good outcome because it could have been very different. We could have lost my mum 18 months after my dad, which would have just been horrific. So my mum has, I think it's given her a wake-up call. My mum's heart attack is very much to do with bad lifestyle choices, which a lot of us can have, but also looking into it in more depth, my mum has also been severely vitamin D deficient almost all her life. She's also, because she's got vitiligo, so she can't go out in the sun. And she's also been iron deficient possibly all her life after having 4 children. And that also, iron deficiency and vitamin D deficiency over long term can also contribute towards coronary heart disease. So I do believe that some of what's been wrong with my mum is not just down to maybe a few more cream cakes that she should be eating, but it will also be down to what's happening within her body as well. So we're very aware of that, and I'm also looking into that as well with my mum. But she survived, and she's had a stent fitted, and they ballooned part of her, another part, the same artery that was stented a little bit further down. But we're obviously going to just keep track on that. But very good news that she's still with us, and we just celebrated her 70th birthday, which I will put out as a vlog. There won't be much of it because obviously we were enthralled in the day, but I'm going to show you how I set up the room, what the cake looked like, and her meeting her family, because I sorted it out that her family came up from down south some of her family, because not everybody could make it, because of course it's Boxing Day. I totally get that. And she started to cry, so you'll have that on video as well, so I'm looking forward to you seeing that. What else is there? We did Morocco. Great trip, as in great experience, but awful trip for the company that I went with, and I've got a solicitor on board and that is being fought, so I've still got news for that, but obviously these things take so long. You think about it, in January it's 2 years since my car accident and that still hasn't been sorted. 2 years since my car accident and we still haven't been sorted on that. So hopefully 2020 is the year when I can finally draw a line under that. What else as well? I'm hoping that 2020 is going to be a really good year. So 2019 has been hard working. It has been a lot with doing YouTube and working at the same time, but it has been very memorable. You have been amazing, absolutely amazing. For those of you that watch every single day, a lot of you comment even every day, and what a delight to hear from you. And you know, I do believe I've become friends with quite a few of you, and we message almost every day. I do try to get back to everybody on all my social media platforms, but I hope that you understand that it's obviously very time consuming, although I love doing it. So if I'm with my family, obviously it sounds awful, but family has to come first. So if I'm at home with Frankie Jack, then his time, I need to spend him, so, you know, we're building Batman Lego at the moment and things like that. He's at a party right now, so I can get on with this. So Gary's taking him. I'm going to go meet them after I've filmed this. But I just want to say, I hope you have a fabulous 2020. Make goals, put them down. If you're going to do the weight loss journey, don't fall off the wagon at the second week. I'm going to be doing the weight loss and I'm going to be showing you what I'm doing. So I'm also going to get back to regular exercise. We're going to go out for regular walks. Yesterday we walked up Pendle Hill, which is a big walk. So I'm hoping that I'm going to get back to the old me. So I am almost there. I'm going to say it's like 95%. I just need that weight off. So I'm hoping to get that shifted. So all the best for 2020. I hope you can stay with me on YouTube because I love you so much. I'm hoping that if I am doing anything with my campaign, you are vital, because your social media and you sharing things that I do makes a massive difference. So please do share anything that you see that's coming through about mental health, about miscarriage, about iron deficiency, B12 deficiency, vitamin D deficiency and folate deficiency. It's, if you're iron deficient, then you don't synthesize your vitamin D the same. So even if you're out in the sun, if you're iron deficient, you don't take it in the same. Did you know, this is very odd, vitamin D is actually a hormone, and that's why we tend to go a bit strange, and it affects our mental health when we are lacking in it, and a lot of us are. Anyway, I'll leave you on that note because there was a lot about health in there, but have a lovely time tonight. I'm looking forward to spending 2020 with you, and hopefully this YouTube channel growing and the campaign. Come on, we've got to get this awareness out there. We've got to get everybody checked and get everybody on that optimum level. If you went out for food, you've got good, better, best in the supermarket, and of course the good is always good. The better is your average marker, and then you've got the best, and you can always tell the difference when you've got the best, isn't it? Now really, you want your bloods at that optimum level. You want your bloods at the optimum, not the basic level. You want them at the optimum level, and that's what we're going to try and do. And I've got some really exciting people on board to help as well with Carrie and I. So have a lovely time tonight. Love you so much. Thank you so much for your support. And I'm going to see you at the other side, aren't I, of 2020. So I've only got my protocol drink, my collagen only. I love it. So we're going to be talking about that in 2020 as well. I'm going to be doing a vlog on that. Hopefully a giveaway as well. So make sure you subscribe for the giveaway. This is my protocol. So it will be a glass of champagne tomorrow night, or tonight should I say, because obviously this is going out on New Year's Eve. Happy New Year! I'll see you in 2020.